It brings me great pleasure to be here today at Puma in central London with Mark Lewis Francis, a superstar who disappeared for a little while, but man is he back. European silver, Commonwealth silver, Commonwealth relay gold. Those who watched will remember he was about 10 miles back on the last leg and he stormed home to bring gold to England. How good does that sound, Mark?
Me, I'm over the moon. You know, it's been an amazing season this year. I couldn't ask for much more. You know, I'm in a great place right about now. And I'm enjoying my athletics once again. Like you said, I've been out for a little while with injuries and whatnot and all the rest of it, but it's just great to be back competing with some of the best athletes in the world.
Well, it's so good to see you smiling and full of confidence and winning things again, because anybody who knows anything about sport could see talent and potential when they met you 10 years ago now. And you started winning medals a lot, didn't you? And then you sort of had problems and you had injuries and it all kind of spiraled down, didn't it? And then you got a hold of Linford Christie, who's not too shabby a coach or an athlete, is he? And look at you now.
Yeah, I think I put myself in the best situation, the best position. You know, I surrounded myself with positive people, people that could help me move onwards and upwards. You know, Linford has done amazing things in the last 18 months with myself. You know, kind of gave me up my confidence, my inspiration. You know, my motivation to get up and work that little bit more harder. What I achieved in 2010 season, you know, I didn't really think I could do that. You know, my main aim was just to make the teams and make the Commonwealth team, the European team, and just see what happened. You know, and as the rounds progressed in the Europeans, I felt more confident, and then I got that silver medal. And I think that was the start really of success, because I believe I had the self-belief that I could go out there and compete with top athletes, and you know, the story's told.
Well, let's go back to the beginning. When I first heard of you, I actually thought you were three different people. I thought you were three of a quartet there's Mark, there's Lewis and there's Francis. Apparently they're really good. He's got the power of three athletes. And you proved it, world junior champion. And then of course 2004, Athens Olympics, 4x100 metre relay. You held off the great, legendary Maurice Green to win a gold medal. So I mean, that's how good you were.
Yeah, you know, 2004 for me was up and down season. I did so bad in the 100 meters. I was horrified. I was gutted. You know, I didn't make the semi-finals, so I was selected for the 4x1 relay. You know, I had Darren Campbell, Jason Gardner, Marlon Devonish, Christian Malcolm, and Dwayne Grant. You know, talented guys in their own right, and we had a great vibe going on. And then when it came to the 4x1 relay, when we had to go out there and compete, there were 6 of us, 7 of us, and we all acted as a team. You know, even though 2 guys were left out, we still went out there and we still produced the goods. So for me, that was a great year. And then 2006 Commonwealth Games wasn't good, and then 2007 World Champs, terrible, and then got injured for the last 2 years. So for me, you know, like you said, as a youngster, I had it all. You know, took everything for granted, didn't appreciate what I had. Now as a senior athlete, I appreciate everything, you know, making a team again. You know, I was out of the team for 2 years, sitting at home being a spectator, one of the worst feelings of my life, you know, watching the World Champs and the Olympics at home, you know, not being a part of it. I'm a very, 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 very competitive. I hate sitting at home watching it, so that kind of gave me the inspiration to get up and to go out there and compete, to train that little bit more harder, to find a decent coach, someone that believed in me and that could take me to the next level. And again, having the support of Pace and Puma. You know, Puma, I gotta thank them, you know, because they gave me the support when no one else was willing to give me the support. So they kind of gave me that lifeline to go out there and to be able to compete.
That's really interesting, Mark, because I mean, what are you now, 28 years old?
Just.
And doesn't make you old, but it definitely makes you older and quite clearly wiser as well. So you've been very honest and frank just there, and I guess it's, when you look back on when you're young, you think you've got everything, don't you? And it's, you didn't find it difficult to get, but you found it very hard to keep hold of, didn't you?
Exactly. And you know, if that's one piece of advice that I could give any athlete, that would be it just there. You know, don't take anything for granted. You know, I had a lot of things handed to me on the plate as a youngster. You know, I had a great deal with Nike. I had the funding coming out of my ears, and then when all of it was taken away, I was like, what do I do? you know. But again, I had a great support group, you know, Pace Sport Management. They were behind me all the way. Can't thank them enough.
I've got to be honest with you. I thought you were very close to being lost, not to the sport, but lost to world-class performances, because you had injuries, you had problems. I think you know, the demons in your head. I think you'd lost your confidence, and you know, I was quite concerned because I hate to see talent thrown away. I mean, by the way, you had Olympic gold medal, so even if it had ended then, it'd have been a great career. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was really worried that you might not come back. Were you worried as well?
Most definitely, because, you know, I was doubting myself. I didn't know if I could compete again with some of the world's best. You know, I didn't know if I could run 10-1 again. You know, I came back a year after my operation in 2009, and I ran 10:36. That was the fastest time I could run. You know, and I was trying everything to run quicker, but nothing was happening. So for me, going into 2009, 2010 winter training, there was a lot of doubts, but I think I kind of found myself again. You know, the work that I was doing was working for me. You know, I was more disciplined with what I was doing, and yeah, it was a case of just having that belief again. You know, I was lifting weights that I didn't believe I could lift, and I think that was just the start.
Now, knowing you as I do, as good as this summer was, you know, European silver, Commonwealth gold, fantastic, but that's a stepping stone, isn't it?
Most definitely, bit by bit, day by day. You know, there's still a whole heap of work to be done. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for what happened in this season, but you know, I ran 10:15. You know, it's not gonna get me a world championship medal. So there's a lot of work to be done. So I think it's a case of getting my head back down. You know, not making all the hype make me lose track or anything like that, and just believing in myself and getting back to work again. You know, I think an athlete to be in a chance with achieving a medal at the World Champs next year, you got to be running sub-10, and I think that's where I need to be. Well,
you're absolutely right. If you run 10:15, which is obviously mega fast, you're not going to make the final, are you? But having said that, you're running 10:36. And now you've leapt up to 10:1, and you know, it's so much is about belief, isn't it?
Most definitely. Like, I was always told that athletics is more mental than physical. Obviously, you have to be in some kind of shape to run, but you know, if your mind ain't right, you're not going to run quick. And I think my mind's right about now. You know, I'm in a good place.
Yeah. Well, the Mark Lewis Francis aged 28, as opposed to the Mark Lewis Francis aged 22 is clearly a better person as well as a better athlete. You think?
I like to think so, you know. I'll let you guys decide. But you know,
yeah, but you know, I'm not saying you're a bad person, but yeah, you know yourself better than anybody.
Most definitely, I'm committed. I'm good to go. I'm enjoying myself. You know, I'm in the right place right about now, and I'm determined. And I think that's the key. I think determination is definitely the key.
Now, whilst you're here, let me ask you about the relays, because Marlon told me once that because you know, Great British relay running, it's either hot or it's cold. There's nothing in between.
Let me put this out there, right? I've been doing athletics for, I don't know, say 11, 12, 13, maybe 14 years. I've messed up twice in the relay, so I don't think that's that bad. You know, you're allowed to make little mistakes here and there, but when I do make a mistake, I always pull it right.
Yeah, and you hold your hand up as well, which is what you did in Europe as well.
Most definitely.
But what I was going to say was, the reason why perhaps Britain have made a few mistakes over the years, not down to you, but whoever, is because man on man, you're not as fast as, say, the Americans or the Jamaicans, which means that your handovers have got to be
spot on. Yeah, and which is true. You know, we've not got 4 sub-10 runners that can run 9.8, 9.7, but we have got four athletes that can get the baton around as quick as anybody else. I think that's the key. You know, obviously you need a quick runner to get the baton around, but I think under pressure, you know, I think we deal with the pressure a lot better than any other nation. You know, and that's just down to practice, and I think we do a lot of that, and I think we've got some of the best relay runners in the world, and it's going to be interesting next year at the World Champs to see what happens.
It will be, but it's also going to be interesting because never mind you as a relay runner, you're now an individual runner as well. They always were, but you've proved it again this summer. So, you know, 2 years, World Championships, Olympics, God willing you'll stay fit, God willing you'll get better, and may just be pushing for the podium.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Well, let's hope so too. Great to see you back.
Thank you very much.
Don't go anywhere.
It's good to be back.